right, karibuni sana, welcome. I'm so excited again to bring today's presentation regarding our trading numbers this past week. I'm glad to be able to say that the numbers for this past week were actually exciting and very great, and we are back to exactly how we've been trading for the last few months and so on. So the events that happened last week, the previous week, kind of are behind us, and now we are moving on forward in our trading in a more stable and direct way. So I'd like us to go straight into the numbers and see exactly how we are doing in that particular space. So without much ado, let's go right in and actually check how these particular numbers are looking at. So without much ado, let me just zero in here on the numbers right here. So if we can actually see the numbers right here, let me see that. So the gain is at 164.75%. Again, this is excitingly very good number. That is absolutely what we could have made if I had put in all the deposits at the same time. Actually, if you can see the deposits that I've done here in December 23rd, January 15th, February 15th, February 26th. Then the one was May 16th. Then we have June the 26th. Actually, this was because as a result of exactly what happened here, I had to add in just something slightly small. But in the whole, what we have managed to gain is actually what you can see right here, which is 164.75. Now, the absolute gain is the realistic number, now putting in together the various deposits that I've been able to do, and it is at 135.85. Again, that is extremely very good. What that means exactly is that my money has grown by more than 100% plus 35% more, all right, in exactly 6 months, all right, in exactly 6 months. So I think that's very exciting. So if we can do another 6 months and probably grow this therefore to maybe 300%, all right, which I think that will be very exciting to know exactly how these particular numbers will be able to turn out to be. So that's what I wanted to be able to share. Again, I want to share these particular numbers. This is as at the close of Friday, okay? So at the close of Friday, we actually made 0.9%, which is almost close to 1%. But what I really want to highlight here is that for the week, all right, this past week, we actually managed to do 5.23%, meaning that we were averaging more than 1% every single day. Now, that is monumental and very, very significant that we are able to do that. Again, for the month, we are at 4.13%. What this also means is that I have already achieved my monthly target in only 1 week. All right, remember, my target for the month is actually 4%. So I've already done 4% in only 4 days. That is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, that is the significance of this particular number. Again, if you see how much we've been able to grow in the year, this particular year, starting from January, 157.93%. Now, this is the total gain. Yeah, given that if we had all the money at the beginning, this is how much we would have grown the account with. Now, since this is also compounding, you can imagine what that would mean as we move ahead. So I am very comfortable right now actually encouraging anyone to copy trade my account. And again, remember, you can actually copy trade by just clicking in on this link. I normally share it either in my WhatsApp group, in the description below of this particular video, and so forth and so on. You will always get a link on how you can be able to copy trade this particular strategy. So you can just click here at subscribe. You can subscribe to this particular account and follow it every single day. and see how we are performing in terms of our performance. Again, as I mentioned, this is third-party validation of my trading account. So these are realistic numbers, real true numbers that are actually happening on this particular platform. Again, so you can subscribe, or you can actually copy directly into your own account, whether it's MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5. There are tools that can be able to help you to copy this trade directly into your account. So all you need to do is to open an account with your preferred broker provider. In Kenya, we have more than 10 licensed brokers by CMA. All right, so you can always choose any one of those. All right, you can choose any one of the licensed accounts by CMA and be able to open an account, an MT4 account, and look and actually now subscribe to this particular trading arrangement. If you don't want to go through that, you can also open either with INGOT Kenya, all right, INGOT Africa or INGOT Kenya. And again, the link to INGOT Kenya, I have it. I can share with you how to be able to open an account with INGOT Kenya. And you can actually copy trade this particular strategy right within INGOT subscription platform. The other one is markets brokers, all right. They have a social trading platform, and I think I'll be able to just to share with you that, and you can copy me directly from those particular platforms without necessarily having come to my FX book. But I believe my FX book is one of the best that you can actually use to check this. Maybe I could see whether I can actually right go there and see whether I can get you that quickly. Let me see whether this is a possibility. All right, I'm doing this at the as we go right ahead. Let me see whether this is possible. Yeah, you can actually see this. All right, so if I can see whether to check this, you can actually see how much in real money, all right, and these are dollars that I've actually been able to make. If you look at this chart all the way from here, what we've been able to do. This is the mishap that we had the previous week, but it all got corrected. And again, if you check at the beginning of May, or rather June, which is somewhere right here, and we exited June maybe somewhere right here. So we never created a negative, all right? And again, if you can see the recovery from this particular fall, the recovery has been very, very significant. All right, so those are things that I probably would just want to do. So this is actually my account where you can copy, and you can see my ratings here and all that get into that. So without much ado, let me go back right here to where we began. All right, let me see whether I can be able to check on this. Okay, all right, so right there. So this is what we are talking about. Okay. So these are the numbers again that I just wanted to be able to show us. Again, one more thing that I wanted to show with respect to this is actually the problem that we had, which was we actually conceded a loss of 16% on the 26th of June. All right, and you can actually see that is given right there. So again, as I mentioned, this particular platform, nobody can lie about it. All right, whatever happens on the platform, it shows exactly right here. But as I said, the recovery was also very, very significant. If you can actually see this particular, let me see whether I can get that right here. There's something here that I want to really show here. Okay, this percentage that we were able to make right there. It's very, very to be able to see that. So we actually, the next day, after losing the 16%, the next day we actually made our highest return on a single day, and that is 6.5%. And thereafter, we've actually been trading at more than almost close to 1% per day, and this was the result of Friday. So if I can refresh this today, right, and then you can see the actual numbers now as they stand, which is for the month 4%, and for the year 157.93. Again, all these numbers are quite here. The other thing that I want to highlight, of course, here is the fact that our drawdown has never really changed. All right, and as you can see, of course, our drawdown as we go as week is less than 1%. All right, it's less than 1%. So the trades that we are holding here are only holding about 0.62%. Again, right here, you can see the month is already at 4%, and that is only 4 days into the month of July, and we are already at 4%. This is very, very significant. Again, I just want to mention that I have just increased slightly the number of currencies that we are trading. So now we are trading the traditional ones that we are trading, that is pound, dollar, euro. The new card that I actually introduced is outperforming the rest. All right, this is the new currency pair that I introduced. That is the euro card, and it is outperforming all the other currencies. All right, right here, and you can see out of the 4% that we've made, 27% has been contributed by euro card, of course, followed by Swiss franc against Japanese yen at 24, followed by pound against dollar at 22%, and then the others are following in 18% for AUD card, and the others are right there somewhere. They are struggling and so on and so forth. So we will see the impact, how all this will be able to continue burning out in the coming week. Otherwise, I'm so proud of this particular trading strategy. I think for anyone who has been in the forex trading space, to get such consistent numbers week in, week out that provide this type of numbers is quite significant. The last thing that I just want to be able to show us is maybe to go to the browser and see a few of the currencies that we are trading. So let me see whether we can get any one of the currencies that we are trading. So let me see whether I can get pound dollar. All right, you can see there. This is amazing. This is very, let me see whether I can be able, right, so that's, let me see whether I can do this. Okay, let me see whether if I go to 4 hour. Okay, so basically that is how the trading system is able to do. It can sell until it exits and so on and so forth. This is very nice to be able to see in terms of how it's able to do this. All right. Yeah, so this is exactly how it's able to do that. So let me get another currency pair. Right, let me try and see whether I can get another one. So if I go right to the top, there's AUD card. Again, you can see how it's able to do that. Okay, all right. So you can actually see how that is working out to be. Okay, I'll look for another one, AUD NZD. Again, you can see how that is trading. Very nice. We are also trading CAD JPY. All right. So this is the newest currency that we introduced. So it has only had one trade completed right there. Okay. So you can see that. Okay. And then we have this one here. This is the other currency that is really outperforming the others. Again, you can see very strategic trading on this one. Again, what is very important to be able to notice with this particular trading strategy is that it is anticipatory in its way of trading. It unlike the other ways in which traders trade, all right, and unlike the way many other traders trade, which is predictive. You are trying to predict what will happen to the market. This particular strategy does the opposite. It is anticipatory, meaning it prepares the trade before the market actually makes the move. All right, before the market makes the move, you have already prepared the ground for you to make money out of the move that is yet to happen. So it is anticipatory, as opposed to how most retail traders trade using indicators and so on. That is predictive, all right? You are trying to become a magician to predict where the market will go so that you enter the market. But here, because of the strategy that we are using, and I spoke about that in an earlier video on the 5 principles that this particular strategy uses, and which basically we don't use indicators, but we use time as the main critical idea. Again, one of the things that is very key about this particular strategy is the fact that you are using very little, let me see whether I can do that, yeah. We are using very little of our equity, all right? Very small percentage to actually make this money. So in fact, that's one of the things that I was saying, that if I can commit 2% of my capital in order to make 1% consistently every day, that is game shot. That's actually what this particular system is doing. It is only committing approximately 2% daily of your capital into the market, risking 2% and making a consistent 1% return. That means within 2 days, we are more than made for the risks that we've been running the whole week. Now, that is very monumental and very, very specific. So I want to bring this to a close and wish everyone a good weekend. And of course, really thank each one of you for following me, following these particular presentations that I always make every Sunday. God bless you. Let's engage. If you have any questions, please don't feel shy to ask. I realize that many people think that this is too technical for me to do. I can tell you it is not. All right? If anything can bring you cash, anything can bring you money at the end of the day, then it should not be too much for you to learn. All right? So if you have any specific questions, any specific things that you would like me to share, please write in the comments below. Share this video to other people. That's the only way probably you can appreciate this and maybe make a comment. Again, of course, if you think this is not a good presentation or something or you can put thumbs down, all right? But if you think this is a good one, please put thumbs up. That's the only way that you can show the algorithm your reaction or your feedback to this particular video, and it goes a long way to helping me in whatever we are doing and reaching out to many people and informing many people that there are opportunities that you can actually take advantage out here and make an income. So with that said, I'd like to wish each one of you a great week. God bless you, and do good wherever you are. Please be a positive impact to the rest of humanity. God bless you, and thank you very much. Bye.